Well, hello class. When we now have to have a new topic about entrepreneurship and the innovation course. Now let's discuss a little bit about the syllabus. Now, industrial competition and rapid environmental changes really make the enterprises more competitive to survive. Strategies made by organization diagnosis to find the potential problems that can be obstacles to the enterprises that will be the optimal goal. In order to identify the risks and opportunities confronting the company as it prepares to enter the marketplace with its products and services. Now, we only need to talk about it in these classes. Okay, now in order to identify the risks and opportunities, here are 5 steps that we suggest to do so. First one, we need to discuss, have a very brief overview of the industry. So we need to know and study what industry is and what kind of industry you're getting in yourself into. The second step, we need to review trends and growth patterns that already exist within the industry. Step 3, we need to figure out what are those factors that influence the industry in reality. The fourth step, we need to use in a database that gather together, that we organize them from the research, so we can make the forecast and anticipate the growth of the industry, both short-term and long-term. The step 5, now you have to describe how your company will position itself within the industry. And these are the topics that we all will be discussing in this class. Okay, so for a successful business, we need to have all this access. The first one is you have to have the knowledge and skills, which is needed to manage the development of the innovations. And all students, you need to acquire the knowledge and skills in order to manage the development of the innovations. You also need to recognize and evaluate the potential opportunities in order to monetize these innovations. When we talk about monetize, it's talking about the cost and performances. And we need to plan specific and detailed methods in order to explore these opportunities. Then we need to acquire the resources that's necessary to implement these plans. So now let's just put them into our syllabus altogether. These will be the main topics in this course, including entrepreneurial thinking, innovation management, opportunity spotting and evaluation, industry and market research, and along with the business strategy, business models, and plans. We also, in order to do all of this execution, we need to know the financial forecasting and entrepreneurial finance. Then we have to pitch the resource providers and to negotiate all the deals that's possible in order to plot all the plans. Then we will be able to launch new ventures. So in this class, there's supposed to be 2 different stages. The first one is we need to plot out a business model and use it as infrastructure, a framework, so we can go ahead and guideline out our business plan. Within this business model, there will be several topics that we need to do. The first one is think critically and creatively. Second, you need to describe the process of innovation. Third, you need to spot new business opportunities. Fourth, effectively and efficiently evaluate all the possibilities and all the costs and the possible revenues. Fifth, you need to assess the market potential. And the sixth, we need to know the develop and the business model. So based upon the business model, we will be able to proceed and move on to the second stage, business plan. Within the business plan, the 4th step, we will write out a clear and concise and compelling business plan. When we talk about clear and concise, that means it's supposedly to be a very clear guideline so people would be able to do step by step. Second, identify appropriate sources of financing. These were including all those financial reports that covers assets, liabilities, and the capitalism. The third part will be explain the operational implications. When we talk about operational implication, that means that you need to plot out all the organization charts and telling me how those resources are all located, including human and all those assets. The last part, you need to describe the process of new ventures that you already have implemented in mind and then create it out. And here's this course outline based upon what we just suggest. Very much like what we're talking about. But we were going to use the business model and business plan to plot it out. So you will be able to see the connection in between and how they really related to each other and how they very much, move along together. These will be the suggested readings. And I'm not going to introduce them, little by little, but you can just have the handout through this e-commerce, based upon our e-learning platform. And these are our grading systems and our grading scale. So you can, as you may have noticed, the 60% of this participation will be graded into your final grades. And then, well, if you can hand in it during this class lecturing, so we will be able to discuss it in detail in open discussion way, and I'll be able to see your final project and presentation at the end. And of course, if you can attend our courses, whether it's online or in person, there will be extra points on it. And overall will be graded A for this accumulated points above 90. And then for B, it's above 80. For C, it's above 70. And anybody that didn't even, fail it, attend, you will pretty much fail it. Okay, so that would be very much the basic ideas I'd like you to know when you take this class. Any questions so far? You can always, line me or just through this e-learning platform and tell me what you need. And please do download all the handouts and you can preview it and discuss it in class. Okay, wish you all enjoy learning and have a great time. I see you later in our next lectures.